school board members debating about school reform. I heard 5 hours of testimonies, and I was inspired by the students at Montel High efforts to take control of their education and save their neighborhood school. They redefined participation, adding passion and accountability into the mix. When the vote came down 4-3 at 1:30 a.m., I was emotionally devastated and exhausted, but I was also fueled to carry on working for that ideal and follow the example of those students who were taking responsibility to give themselves a better future. My involvement with the Democratic Party has been about making my community better. My goal was to take action and take the idealism of grassroots Democrats and turn it into action. I wanted to bring action to the Democratic Party, and I'm proud to say we've done that. And now more than ever, we're going to need inspired leadership to bring action in the Senate. When I ran for secretary, I offered my leadership to the party, and I've delivered on that promise. I've helped unite the party through an articulate message in a weekly newsletter that consistently connects our ideals to a call for action. I've used the website as a tool for activism and organizing. I've worked with public policy committees to organize voters in off years, to energize voters in off years. I've led canvasses on everything from the Recovery Act and healthcare reform. I've organized educational outreach forums and action campaigns covering everything from payday lending to affordable housing and mobilizing the ground game to defeat the FAB 3 initiative 6051-101. It's a fair question to ask our voters this evening. When we ask members of the Democratic Party agenda Central Committee to support and appoint us to the Senate, it's entirely legitimate to look at the track record of active and engaged service to Democrats. When my term as secretary, my commitment to building and strengthening the party has continually grown. I turned a volunteer opportunity into a full-time regular job, and I've committed to representing the entire city and county of Denver as one of your elected officials. I've been actively involved in all 9 House districts through my tenure because I've recognized the strength in bringing together different factions of the party and learning from every corner of the county. I come to your meetings, I attend your events, I work for your issues, I reach out to your voters, I try to communicate your values and ideals, and I'm accessible and responsive. I'm a product of our party. I'm walking the walk, I'm working in the trenches, I maintain my strength as a precinct committee person, but I've also accepted the leadership responsibility as a county officer, and now I'm seeking to answer another call while serving in the Senate. I think if we can nurture more Democrats to venture out on that kind of journey and ensure that they move forward with the necessary intelligence and compassion and creativity to serve a diverse district with honor and trust, then we'll flourish as a party. Now, mine is not an agenda-driven campaign, but I come to the Senate race committed to some touchstone issues like environmentalism, education, and a sense of social justice that demands attention to and access for everybody in all of our citizens. My entry into politics was through my work as an environmental activist. And you can expect me to carry the bills that would further the leading edge work Colorado has begun in green energy while giving initiatives to individuals who can green their home, protect open space on the Front Range, and fight to preserve wilderness and natural resources on the western slope. It's an environmental ethic that starts at home and emanates outward as any good grassroots effort should. Now, I know how demanding this job is, and I welcome the energizing challenge of immersing myself in the work of representing you diligently and enthusiastically. I'm not naive enough to be blind to the endemic depression afflicting many Democrats who, as the high water mark of our victories in 2008, kind of drained us and left us staring at the ring around the tub in 2010. But I'm honestly still soaring. I'm full of optimism and energy, and I'm fueled by the positive signs of growth and the slow but steady mobilization of a grassroots movement that continues the work of turning the tide in Colorado. Martin Luther King said that burnout is surrender. And he was talking about the call to service, and it was in the year of my birth. And he said, this is arduous duty doing this kind of work. To live out one's idealism brings with it hazards. Well, I'm lucky to have been able to navigate those hazards and answer the call of service throughout my life. As a teacher committed to students from junior high to college, as a founder, leader, and fundraiser for 2 nonprofits providing positive opportunities for young people, as a journalist who sees every story as an opportunity to expand the horizons of the readers, to learn, and to convey a meaningful message, even if subtle. And now as an activist, first on behalf of the Democratic Party at environmentalism, and now as a Democrat on behalf of our progressive ideals. But I want to serve in the Senate to bring an energy and passion for service to our government, to bring a grassroots ethic to the legislature, to keep standing up for the things you and I have stood for as we work together. When I talk to PCPs, I've heard a little bit of complaining about the Democrats and how everything they've done has been wrong in the past couple of years. They told me to give up on them. I learned when I got myself immersed in the party that there is no they. We are they. We take responsibility. We act. We make decisions. We're Democrats. If you've got a problem with something they're doing wrong, talk to me. I don't give up, and I find solutions. A couple weeks ago, for example, a precinct committee person asked me about how to solve the mortgage crisis. I didn't know the answer to that offhand, but through my work through the Denver Dems, I knew where I could find it. I called somebody in House District 5 at Denver Dem. I put the PCP together. This is a mortgage and foreclosure counselor. They've talked a few times over the last couple of weeks, and this person is on the way to saving a home. You have to accept in the Senate that you're not always going to have every answer ready, but if you understand how to be a team player, and if you're responsive and attentive to your constituents, you can work together with them to change the landscape of our city, door by door, block by block. There's one more PCP I want to mention. We talked about a week ago, and he asked me, how do you deal with the more isolated and underrepresented parts of the district, where they're less active and they don't seem to be a constituency, really? He said, I guess you have to respond to the people who are giving something back, right? Well, first of all, in a vacancy committee election, you don't have to worry about what someone is giving you. Money's not a factor when it comes to talking to 149 voters face-to-face. And if it was, I've already made a pledge to reject PAC money in future elections, to run respectful and clean campaigns, and to denounce anybody who engages in negative and disrespectful tactics on my behalf. But more importantly, those isolated, unheard, underrepresented parts of the district are exactly the people I'm most concerned about and most eager to serve as your state senator. When I started my work as an environmental activist, I had an approach that I think a lot of you probably recognize. I wanted to speak for the trees have no tongues. My character, my ethic, my values is about giving voice to the voiceless, about being part of a society that is most concerned about its least powerful and that acts first on behalf of its most vulnerable. As Eugene Debs said, while there's a lower class, I'm in it. While there's a criminal element, I'm of it. While there's a soul in prison, I am not free. That's our constituency. That's my commitment. That's what I stand for when I ask for your support to bring that ethic into action and put me into the Senate. I'm Owen Perkins. I'm a